haven't really picked up any new juices lately, but I've been thinking I'll just do a quick little coil build tutorial, because I know a lot of people don't really they don't build their own coils. Like, I prefer to just do round wire builds in most of my stuff. I mean, ideally I would like to get a drill and make claptons for pretty much everything, but I tend to do round wire builds, and I was going to show you guys how I usually make a couple of sets. So here we go. Okay, so this is my little set of tools. So what I usually use is all of this mess. That's just extra cotton that came with the kit. It's a couple of things of wire, which one is 24 gauge nichrome, and that is the remainder of the Mad Rabbit Kanthal I had. So get that out of the way. What I'm going to be using is this little 22 gauge Kanthal 1. Personally, I prefer Kanthal. I mean, I know it doesn't heat up as fast as nichrome, but at the same time, like, it's just something I've been building with, like, pretty much the whole time I've been vaping. So we're gonna use that. Got a nice little pair of wire cutters. Let's see. So we're gonna use those guys. And this is a coil building jig. So it's got that nice branding right on there. And usually what I'll do is probably 3mm. I like these just because they're compact. They come in like this little rubber thingy, and it's got all the numbers right there on the end. So what you do is, this is my general process of put everything together and then cut the wires and then stick it in the jig, and then off we go. So there's that guy. Okay. And then I have a bad habit of always cutting way too much wire for the actual coil I'm about to build, so if long wires bother you because I'm being wasteful, trust me, I know. Okay, so I'll do that much. And usually when I build my own coils, it's gonna sit at like maybe 0.21 to 0.25. So I've found that if I do maybe 6 wraps, it comes out to a 0.21, like almost right at a 0.21. Since I'm using 22 gauge, I'm not using a thinner gauge like 24 or 26. So let's see. Alright, so when you take your jig, you stick it through these little holes right there, and then I take the end of it and bend it. And 22 gauge is way stiffer than anything smaller. Like, the thicker it is, the harder it is. It's going to be to bend. So what I'll do is I'll bend that little part right there and hold it with my thumb, and then this is the jig that goes on it, and it goes on the inside, and that little metal guy right there helps twist your wire around the post right here. So what you do is you slide it on, and then you line it up, and then that's a half. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another half makes 6. And since this is such thick wire, and it's kind of a pain to like slide it back out of here, because I'll do this one like that so you guys can see, but it's so much pressure. It's yeah, okay. And then straighten out the legs a little bit, which I tend to keep it on the jig just because it's a little bit easier. And alright, well, it's not perfect, but it's a nice little clean 3mm right there. I don't know if I can straighten this out or not, but here we go. Yeah. Little 3mm round wire. So I'm not sure what I'm going to put this in. I usually make a fair amount of extras, and I keep them in this little jar right here. I've got a couple of twisted in there just because it was fun. I think I actually have a braided twisted in here for some reason, and I don't know why I made it, but I guess I was just trying stuff out. But I keep them in one of these little makeup jars, I guess, so that way I can throw it in my bag and not even have to worry about it. Alright, so we'll do the second one, and I'll show you the other way I usually get these off of the jig. So, whoops. that was fun. Alright, half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a half makes 6. Okay, now this is a little bit easier, is you take this part, slide that out, set that aside, and then whoop, take that whole thing out, and you can just twist the wire right out. But then I guess I'm twisting too far or something, because I always have an issue with the legs. Like, they always stick out in the wrong directions, and that's probably my fault. But, alright, well, that was it. That was number 2. So, and I tend to leave the legs kind of long on these guys. So what I usually do, and thank goodness Kanthal is magnetic, is ta-da! Cut the legs pretty long on these guys, just depending on where I want to put them. And do be careful when you're cutting wires, because it can fly out and hit you in the face or the eye, or so either wear safety equipment or just be really careful. Like this, I think this is the first time I have not sent a piece of Kanthal flying across my table. Oh, there it goes, spoke too soon. But the best part is cleanup is easy, because magnetic pliers help all the time. Alright, well, this is a hot mess now, but that is how you do a basic round wire build. So we'll go back up. And we have returned. That was a really simple coil building tutorial. Just, I think the kit that I have is the slightly more expensive one. It comes with like an ohm reader, so you can put your atomizer on it and check the resistance, and you can glow the coils and make sure that they're even and everything like that. And I might do that in another tutorial. As far as building your own coils, they're really great for drippers, RDTAs, like anything that's got that kind of deck and you can build on it. Like, you can always buy pre-mades, you can always buy pre-made like sticks of wire, like you can buy pre-made Claptons and stuff like that. But I like building my own stuff just because I like to tinker. It was a short video of how to build some basic coils. Anybody has any suggestions, drop me a comment, and I guess I will see you next time. Bye!